Hello everybody, this is Astrocolonian and this is my fourth update for Project Samurai Battles. Unfortunately, update 4 for Samurai Battles is kind of a downer as I've been having trouble with my bases. As you can see, people are building in the back, so if I fade out or if I stop talking for a bit, I apologize. I'll try my best to avoid that. Anyway, yes, I've been having some trouble with these. This should be really straightforward. You know, take your base, add some glue, you know, normal white glue, extra firme glue supposedly, and then dunk that in your little vat of terrain, and it failed. Let it dry, and that failed. And what do I mean I failed? Well, it dries out okay, but then this happens. Let me focus this one. See, it looks good. No, took. Oh, look at that. See, the glue managed to stick really well to the grain itself, and so the ballast and the talus that I used stick very well together, but not to the bases. And this is kind of a downer because I had done like 6 of them before, you know, assuming everything was going to be okay, and then suddenly, bloop, it falls off. This, I don't know if it's the glue, I don't know if it's the bases. Actually, it's probably a combination of both. I worked on this for a day thinking what it could be done, and I tried different things. Right here, we have an example. This is done with using Vallejo sandy paste as glue as a base, and it holds up pretty well. It loses some of it, but not a lot. You could use this, I suppose. However, that is an extremely expensive way to base these things. It's a really tiny product, it's a little jar. Let me go see if I have it somewhere. Yep, right here is this jar, pasta arenisca sandy paste. There we go. I wouldn't use this for basing everything. It's just too much. The amount it's too much. I probably use it, however, to like cover spaces left over from basing, like parts that, you know, the glue didn't take or that you didn't cover with glue and therefore the terrain didn't take. But I wouldn't use this as, you know, my adhesive. So I had other options. I figured I could use, you know, super glue, but I didn't want to use super glue. And the reason super glue, you know, it's bad, or I think could be bad, is because the drying time is very quick, and you had to do multiple dunking operations trying to get it done before, like, you know, things got attached. And since it holds plastic well together, I'm using my battle standards to like basically use it as a dunk. I don't want it to stay glued together. So I decided against that, or I use it as a last resort. And what I did eventually that seems to have worked, I'm still, the verdict's still out, is that first of all, I did not dilute the wood. Normally you tend to, the glue, sorry. Normally I tend to use like, you know, glue with a little bit of water so it flows better, and, you know, brush that on, put like the terrain, wait a bit, like to get some really diluted glue and let it sip into the cracks and stuff, and that usually works great for me. Like all my metal figures use that method, and all my Warhammer figures use that method, and it helped beautifully. Not this time, I have no idea why. But so I decided to just use plain glue, forget about diluting, and just dab that on. Added that all together. And the second thing I did was that I went ahead and I decided to sand the surface of the bases. Like basically took my file, here's my sanding stick, one of my sanding sticks right here, and just file that like so, you know. It's hard to do against the camera. And, you know, the logic behind it being that probably the smooth surface of the plastic was not really allowing the glue to catch on, and maybe to hang on to, and maybe that will be all that I need. And now I have the part that's drying up. I'm gonna bring it real quick. Like right here, this has been drying out for like a couple of hours now, and it holds up pretty well. I don't have even to. I have to really make an effort to make it fall off, and I think along with that, with some painting and priming and whatnot, there will be that extra seal, that extra hole that we need for this. You might have noticed holes in this particular base is because I'm considering putting magnets on the figures to get, so I can attach them, which we'll see about that. Worst case scenario, I just cover them up with putty. It's not a big deal. But yeah, unfortunately I had to think about this for a whole day. Wasted a whole day on this. But now that I figured it out, it's just a matter of working forward and finishing it out. I didn't start because I want to show you guys first. In any case, next update, I should have all the bases, terrained, and primed and ready for painting, as well as the battle standards. And so I hope to show you that next time. Goodbye.